What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this latest album from Joey Purp called Quarter Thing. Now, Joey Purp is a rapper from Chicago who had a great project with Eyedrops back in 2016, so I was excited to see what he was going to do with this one. If you want to check out my review on Eyedrops, it is up on the channel, but we are going to jump into this one because Joey is one of the younger artists that I really do like checking for. Now, I wouldn't say this is quite as good as Eyedrops, but it's still a very solid release, and he is giving you some of those same sounds. I like how he's still messing around with some traditional production on songs like 24K Gold / Sanctified, where we get these soulful sample blends and crashing drums, and there are also some really beautiful vocals from Raven Lene on here as well. I thought this track worked good as an intro because it actually has a bit of an epic feel to it. On this track, he's also spitting about waking up to bullets flying, ambulance riding by, and him just trying to do the best that he can for his daughter. So you are getting a bit of a story here and some content, which does help set things up. It sort of frames the album and lets you know where his mind state is at and what he's dealing with. Thought that was dope. But for the most part, this album doesn't get too memorable with the concepts and content, doesn't go too deep into things, but those are sort of the underlying themes here. It's just him trying to come up, do better for himself, and the usual street narrative that you would expect. Like on LeBron James, where he reflects on how he went from stealing purses to rocking stages. You know how it goes, man. A lot of rappers like to share their come-up story, and that's always interesting to hear and to see that these young men and young women are doing well for themselves, so I do appreciate that on this album. Now, Godbody Part 2 is another standout track. I absolutely love this one. Again, you're getting some more traditional production, some more crashing drums on it, and even a feature from RZA on the intro. Thought that was a very interesting choice because he's a Wu legend, so he's coming through with some braggy bars. And on this track, you have Joey warning us with that snarling flow of his. I just like his aggressive style throughout here. He's really dope. And he just warns us that money can turn your kin to enemies. So that's some of that street narrative that I'm talking about. He's giving you a bit of wisdom and something to think about, along with some of the bars just about the streets and shit that he's been through. So it was cool to feature that Wu legend there on Godbody Part 2. And then we get GZA on the outro. He just does a spoken word piece. So I think it was very cool to show love to these guys. I would have liked full verses from them. That would have been even better. But even still, I always think it's cool when the younger generation is showing love to the older generation. Because you know me, I'm an old head and I gotta appreciate that. I say that I appreciate things a lot. That's kind of my thing. I know it probably gets played out, but I'm just saying I genuinely appreciate it. All the shit that I'm saying I appreciate, goddammit. That's how it goes. But to go along with the more traditional sounding stuff, you are getting a little bit experimentation too, and that helps keep things versatile and fresh. With Elastic, you're getting this dirty, minimalistic ass-shaking banger. This one has a very different sound to it, and I also like those nice keys on the end of it. And Aw Shit makes me think of some NERD or Vince Staples shit. It just has this very glitchy style, some sporadic drums, wild percussion, however you want to say it, so it was sort of experimental and different. I'd say Look at My Wrist has that same feel. Again, you're getting heavy bass and glitchiness. So if you're looking for some uniquely styled bangers, Joey has definitely got you covered on here. There is a variety, so you are getting that old school shit and some more new school shit as well. Now, I wouldn't say these are my favorite tracks. They still are pretty dope. They're not tracks I'm necessarily going to come back to a lot, those experimental ones, although they are nice. But the worst track on here to me was FESSIONAL / Diamond Dancing. This just sounded like a lo-fi SoundCloud track. Really just some lo-fi vocals, dry production. Not my favorite track at all. My least favorite track, actually. And the screechy auto-tune joint called KARL MALONE was another least favorite. You guys know me by now. You probably could tell if you listen to this album that those would be two of my least favorites. It's not really shocking that I feel that way. So those are two tracks I could have done without. You take those off, and I like this a lot better. But in spite of that, there's definitely a lot more good here than bad. Some solid production, aggressive flows and vocals, couple of nice features. So I'm going to go with a 3.5 out of 5. I'm not going to go higher because as far as the lyrics, content, and concepts, there wasn't much that stuck out to me. I think just a little bit more would have made me give this one a 4, would have just made it more memorable to me. But in spite of that, this shit sounds good, and there are some other good moments right quick that I want to throw out there. Even Hallelujah, that song has a fun vibe to it because he's working some sing-songy flows, again, over some sample-based production. And even though Paint Thinner makes use of that played-out shit where rappers throw A at the end of their bars, it still is a dope track, man. It's just a banger that you could really work with, and I could see myself using that in the car. So it's a pretty well-balanced album. Joey Purp did another good job. I look forward to his next one already, but I definitely will be listening to this shit because he is one of the younger artists who I think is making quality music. Well, that's just what I got to say about it. Hopefully you guys check this one out for yourself, and then you can let me know in the comment section what you think. And of course, man, Make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.